Science for me, science for you.
Sci4O is a club for secondary schools. For now, our aim is to mentor students to choose a biomedical and a clinical career.
And one of the reasons why it started is because I looked at my journey as a Malawian in Malawi who is doing science and have taken science as a career. One of the things that inspired me was that I realized that yes, I've taken this path and I've achieved relatively a lot of things, but I wasn't inspired by a fellow Malawian. I was inspired by other people from other countries. So I put it in my heart to say, if I've made it this far, the least I can do for my country is to inspire the next generation of scientists. And what can we do? So I sat down with colleagues and came up with the Sci4O initiative.
We have launched this Sci4O club in some secondary schools, but our plan is to go beyond schools in Blantyre. So now we have about 4 schools, which are our pilot schools. We have Zingwangwa Secondary School, Ngumbi Secondary School, Ndilande Hill Secondary School, and Stella Maris. Before the launch, we involved the education division, who was present at every stage. This was so because we wanted the education division to own this club so that it stays for longer, and they have to see every activity that is happening.
The launch of Science4O program will help the Ministry of Education, more especially it will inspire students in schools to opt for science careers. Again, this initiative, it also help the clubs in the schools. It's like an extracurricular activity. Apart from getting familiarized with the science careers, they also discuss other issues that are related to the curriculum.
Furthermore, we would like to go to the other schools, like apart from the 4, then these schools, most will be from the rural, and this will be with the help of the education division who will choose these schools. And also we would like to have a competition among these schools. This will be like an innovation whereby the school will decide a science innovation. They'll work within a period. By November, they should be able to finish it, and then they'll come together and we'll see who have done best and how we can help them so that they can improve their science clubs.
So to my end conclusion, I can say that X, it is containing a strong acid. Well, this one it is containing the weaker acid, just because the concentration of hydrogen ions in the 2 solutions are different. What is making the difference is that this one, being the weaker acid, it is not, I can say, it is not readily dissociating its ions to offer the electric conductivity. Well, this one, it is completely giving all its hydrogen ions so that the conductivity can be powerful and strength. So thank you for your attention and concentration. Thank you all.
The savior of the world. The only way of solving existing problems. It is not superstitious work, but involves using the knowledge from God. Yes, the spear of defeating diseases and bacteria. How wonderful and beautiful is science.
I'm full of science. I love science and psychotic. If you want to pull me back, I will act as a carbon dioxide. I'm so reactive, handle me with care.
We also had during the launch the presence of the MP for Ndilande Malabada, who is Honorable Ishmael.
It's an extremely important program because it is in line with what the government is trying to do, improve science as well as inspire students to take up science, to become scientists. Because as I had mentioned before, the solutions to the problems that we have in Malawi are from science. We need to be able to discover our own technologies and explore those technologies and sell them. And also they'll help us in solving the problems that we have locally.
And as part of this initiative, you will see that we have here students that got inspired by this story, that they themselves have also walked their story. So they will come here and talk to you. There were students like you sitting like that when we went and showed this film. One of them is your very own from Ndilande Hill Secondary School. Ruth Coffey. Can you stand up, Ruth, please?
The guys from Malawi Liverpool come trust under the Sci4O project came and they showed us those videos that we also. So there were people working in the lab in the videos. As I was watching, I was just inspired. I just liked the way the people were working with blood samples, the way everything looked in the lab. So I was just captivated. So I wanted to do more on science. After writing my MSc exams, during the holiday, I just didn't want to sit down and wait for the results to come out. So I and some of my friends, we went to Malawi Liverpool Trust. What we had in mind then, it was that maybe there is a club, Sci4O club, maybe they meet like every Friday, Thursdays or what. We went, but unfortunately there was no club that was there as in a club. The only way for them to reach out to students was going to the secondary schools. That was how the idea of coming up, I can say an idea, of coming up with the club came about. So we started meeting gradually and then they started teaching us. In the process, I got more interested in science, and fortunately there was a program at Malawi University of Science and Technology which was solely based on immunology, since that was the field that I was really interested in.
I heard about Sci4O from somewhere, I was like, oh, what's Sci4O? I was intrigued. And then I heard that it's a program which aims at inspiring students, and I thought this was a good cause, in order to be a part of it. So luckily I was allowed to be mentored at Malawi Liverpool Wellcome program, and I'm very happy with this. So going there, my first course in mind, I wanted to do chemical engineering, but I wanted to do this program because I wanted to be making medicine, I wanted to be a scientist. I didn't really know how I can be a scientist. So after talking to some doctors, my uncles, my family, they told me that there are different ways of how one can be a scientist, a lot of courses out there. And then I came across a course at MUST, medical microbiology. It's like, this sounds very interesting. So I ended up studying it, and then I was very intrigued, so I applied for microbiology. And fortunately as well, I was selected to MUST, and I'm to start this April.
I stand here in the first place to appreciate what Malawi Liverpool Trust has done today by actually launching this program. We were inspired by the presentations through the videos and those that came here and presented a number of issues to us. Indeed, if Malawi is to progress, we need people who know more about science.
After the quiz, we planned that the schools should be able to visit MLW and be motivated on other different things. Let's say they'll meet the scientist, they'll see the lab, and they will learn how to conduct a research. The aim is that these students are being exposed and they are being mentored, and they meet the scientists so that they know that there are really scientists who are there in Malawi. We are hoping that we'll be able to raise the next generation of scientists. This will help Malawi because Malawi is one of the countries with a higher disease burden, and we do not have enough scientists. So if these students, they are growing up knowing what to do in research, tackling the problems scientifically, we are hoping that they should be able to help in alleviating the disease burden in Malawi as a whole.